All right, folks, you see him on the screen there, friend of the show, one of my favorites to talk to every year, Coach Frank Martin, the UMASS Minutemen. Hit you up there at Coach Martin. How is life up there in Massachusetts, my man?
Oh, brother, I've been down south for 10 years before I got back up here, man. It's no, it's going great. We're trying to build a program and we've had up to this point a pretty good year. We're battling. We're really young. Got 8 freshmen. Got 10 new guys on our team, and which is kind of, you used to tell somebody we got 10 new guys. Everybody would be like, oh my God, that's like everybody now. We all got 10 new guys. But I'm having a great time. I'm coaching ball, and I've got a fun team. My staff is everyone on my staff except one guy played for me at one time of their careers. So I'm around some guys that they believe in what I teach, and they believe in what I stand for, and I believe in what they stand for. So it makes it a whole lot of fun.
Coach Martin, man, talk about when having 10 new guys, man, getting young men to buy into their roles, buy into the culture, buy into what's good for the team and not what's good for themselves all the time.
It's hard. It's hard. It's just, and it's part of society with social media. Everything's so me driven. How many clicks can I get? How many likes can I get? Everything that age group does is all based on individual attention. And then we want to blame them. It's not their fault. It's what they know. So, it takes time. I used to have no patience for that kind of stuff. Now that's where I've developed patience is getting guys to comprehend, like as they go through their journey, man, no one signed you up to be on a team sport. You signed up yourself.
Yes,
when you're in a team sport, man, it's about us and getting guys to comprehend that journey, which goes against basically everything they've done. And the adults in their lives in the world of basketball, it's so they care about player rankings. Man, we didn't care about player rankings back in the day. We just wanted to not get left out at the park when it was time to play. Ain't no one care whether you were the number 1 player, number 8 player. Like, help us win this pickup game or else you ain't getting back on the court. And but we've created a world now where it's all this player ranking and individual attention. And then we turn around and blame them when that's all they know. It's not their fault. So, we've got to be patient as we try to figure all that stuff out.
No doubt, Coach Martin. Like I said, you said, man, being in Atlanta, you said it, man. I just wanted to get out there and play ball. I didn't care who was the best of the court. As long as I could get some touches, get some court, get some buckets, it was cool. I didn't care about no rankings. It still worked out for me, Coach. Look where I am today, man.
Yeah, it's like no one gave us free shoes to go play in some tournament in another city. You went to the park, man, and you play with the fellas from your neighborhood amongst each other. And every once in a while, you went to another park and played against the fellas from that neighborhood. And if you didn't cut it with the fellas in your neighborhood, they weren't letting you play when you played the guys in the other neighborhood. And like I just told one of my players today, like, hey, no coach ever taught me my role. My role was taught to me by my older guys I played with. If I took a shot I wasn't supposed to shoot, they say, yo, man, you shoot that again, we're going to pop you in the head. If your man scored, like, yo, get off the court. You can't play today. It's now like got 16-year-olds saying, what's my role? Man, your role is to show up and do what I ask you to do. That's what your role is.
No doubt.
And, but we'll get there. It's all part of the world that we live in. That's where patience has to come in. Because that used to be my response. Well, can't be my response anymore because these kids don't comprehend that. So my response there has to show them how the roles are created, not by me telling them what to do and not to do. And, that's a journey. Let's all be the best version of who we are every single day and be consistent.
No doubt, Coach Martin. That's something that young men that age really need to understand is being consistent. That was something my dad always told me. He's like, Try to be better the next day. At least excel and get consistent in what you do. And I told you before, Coach, I didn't have the best handler in the world, but I could shoot and defend in our hustle. Those things couldn't travel. So my dad purposely taught me stuff. Hey, while you're a football player at first, but on basketball court, you shoot, defend, and rebound and hustle. You be on the floor. And I was on the floor because of those things, Coach, because my dad taught me to excel at what I'm good at.
Well, that's the difference between individuals and team sports. If you're in boxing or wrestling, if you get in your feelings, you get laid out.
Mm-hmm.
You get in your feelings, you get laid out. Well, when you're in a team sport, if you get in your feelings, you're depriving your team from winning.
Yes.
And so teammates, coaches on team sports don't like people being in their feelings. And when you're in boxing, man, you ain't looking over your shoulder at a coach. You ain't looking at your teammates saying, man, you ain't got my back. No, man, it's you and that dude. And same thing in tennis. You yell into the stands all you want. You're the one hitting the ball. You get in your feelings, your emotions ain't going to let you hit the ball the right way. And when you're in team sports, you got to get into the team's feelings. You can't be worried about missing a shot or making a shot or good things being said about you individually. It's about your team. And when you're in a team sport, your joy comes from elevating the people in your team. So how do you do that? You do that by being consistent every single day. Don't bring a different person in here. Don't bring different. Today I want to shoot. Tomorrow I want to rebound. No, man, bring the things that you can do every single day consistently. And when you learn to do that, then the team can trust you. Then your feelings get into the team. And then on days that you're not playing well individually, your team is still winning because of you being consistent. It makes you feel better. That's the beauty of team sports.
No doubt, Coach Barnes. Coach Barnes, you all played a lot of close games this year, man. And I know you and I both know you can't put up in practice. You can simulate it to a degree, but it's not we had those referees and crowd of other fellas out there to really simulate those close games, man. So how has it been going through so many so early and getting guys prepared as we games get important here, February and March here coming up?
Yeah, that's the world that when you got so many first year players, you're going through all those experiences with them for the first time. Like, back in the day when I had Thornwell and Carrera and all those guys at South Carolina, we'd been through it together for 3 years. I knew how they were going to handle the moment and the next day. I didn't have to try to figure all that out. Dealing with so many first year players, everything's new. Everything is, me understanding how they're going to handle missing a free throw with the game on the line or not executing or missing a shot or how do they show up the next day when they feel like they didn't do their job the right way and we end up losing a 1-point game. I got no, or you make the shot and then you come in the next day and you think you arrived and you don't want to do what you're being asked to do because it's the first time we go through it. So how do you manage all that? That's the thing that's difficult about this new world that we're in with so many first year players every day is and when you're in a league like ours right now, the Atlantic 10, every game's coming down to the last possession of the game. It's like not just our games across the league. I don't care who plays where. The top team number one and the team, whoever's the bottom team, they play. It's coming into the last media timeout. Every single game is being played to the last media timeout and to determine who wins and who loses. And it makes it really, really difficult.
Yeah, Coach Barnes. That's why I feel like with being so close to margins, the scouts you give the young men discipline, having a game plan discipline, the little things, 50 balls, get on the floor, hustling, free throw blockouts, all those small things, the intangibles, would really matter when the games is razor thin every night out.
Yeah, I say this story all the time. I'm gonna pick on him because he's like a little brother to me. Is Michael Beasley. We get ready to play the first game he ever played in college basketball, and he was falling asleep in a scouting report meeting. And I stopped the meeting. I made him watch it standing up. And after the meeting, he comes up to me. He says, Coach, I've never done this before. I know I got to get better at this, but I've never done this before. And I said, and as you figure this out, you're going to realize how much easier it is to play basketball. Well, by the end of that was his freshman year. By the end of the season, now he was glued on that film. He knew where the double was coming from. He knew what people were trying to do to guard him so he can get to his spots and score. And then defensively, he knew, like, my man, like if I'm guarding a big man that's playing on one side of the floor, but he likes to score from the other side of the floor, he knew, like, when he's down here, he's waiting for a screen so he can get over there. So he already knew what was coming. And then he player tendencies, wants to dribble right, wants to dribble left, or, pull up jump shot going left, driving to the rim going right, whatever it may be. By the end of that year, he figured all that out. And so as the season went on, because the season gets harder, not easier, and his attention to detail, his talent, it's not like he became more talented. I mean, first game he ever played, he had 36 points, 22 rebounds. I mean, but his talent was good, but he was able to continue to elevate how he played and elevate his team because he started to understand scouting reports and film and all those things. And that's the journey as a player. It's comprehending that.
And Coach Martin, you have some guys with battle scoring, man. You got this guys averaging 7 points and more, 4 double figures. Talk about the ball moving and the ball popping, making sure the ball going from good to great shots and not nobody getting the disease of me taking bad shots and getting those shot turnovers, getting us some transitions, no good reason.
Yeah, that's I hope I don't get myself in trouble with what I'm going to say, but that's where the influence of the NBA has kind of poisoned our game a little bit. Because the guys that are making $40 million, they don't cut and screen anymore. At Golden State, they do, but most 90% of the teams, the guy making $40 million doesn't stand in the corner and he don't screen and he don't cut. He plays with the ball in his hands at the top of the key and everyone else stands around while they do what they got to do. Everyone sees that and that thing filters down. And now we're coaching like that in college and even in high school. And we're cheating players when we do that. You got to teach guys how to move, how to cut, how to play together. In the NBA, they got defensive rules, which makes it hard to help. And if you make it a one-on-one game, the most talented player usually wins. But we don't play one-on-one. We play 5-on-5. And in college basketball, you have help side defense, just like you do in high school basketball. So it's you got to move the defense. You got to make the defense open up. And getting kids to understand that concept right now is the hardest thing because they see the way that the NBA plays and it's like, yo, I'm the guy with the ball in my hands. Why are you making me cut? I don't want to cut. Just give me the ball. That doesn't work in college. That doesn't work in high school because the help side when you play Michigan State or Purdue or one of those really good teams, at Dayton, the help side defense is in the paint. If you don't move the ball, they will sit in the paint. You're not getting any layups. And if you can't get layups or free throws, you don't win. So you got to move the defense. To move the defense, you got to make cuts and you got to move and pass and move bodies to spread the defense out so then you can get inside of it. And that's the challenge. And we work really hard at that. And that's why you see the balance you see on our team because we're not defined by one player. We play offense collectively. And as of yesterday, I don't know what it is today, we were leading the A-10 in scoring. We're averaging about 80 points a game. And it's the balance that we have that makes us consistent and gives us a chance.
Coach Martin, you're doing a good job on averaging 11 turnovers a game. And so I think you want to get that lower probably. This is not trying to make live balls. Trying to keep them dead, make them dead balls or screens or something like that. Not the run out. So about trying to limit them turnovers. Always guys touching the ball and making sure you value that basketball and not get some transition defense, man.
Yeah, it's we all want to shoot threes and analytics. People say analytics, you got to shoot more threes. Okay. Keep shooting threes without that ball moving and without the ball getting the paint first, and the other teams will be in a layup drill going the other way, and your team's not going to win. It's the defense has to move. If you don't move the defense, then it becomes easier to defend. Defending's never easy, but it becomes easier to defend, which makes rebounding defensively even easier. So you got to move the defense to stress the defense. And when you stress the defense, then people are not as aggressive running at you. So that's the challenge. And I'm lucky. The leading scorer in the history of K-State played for me. Second leading scorer in the history of South Carolina played for me. So Player of the year in the Big 12 played for me. Player of the year in the SEC played for me. I say that because I let players play. I don't hold them back. We're leading the A-10 in scoring. How would we do that if I was holding people back? It's not what I do, but you got to play the right way on offense so your team has a chance to win.
No doubt, Coach Martin. For you, man, about the rule change this year, man. The secondary defender not getting the charges anymore, Coach Martin. How does it change the way you teach defense now for his help side, now knowing that you can't get the charges and cancel the lights now and wall up for the best? You can't just take the chance anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. When they told me the way the new charge rule was going to be portrayed and all that, I told them, I said, if you got an issue with people taking charges, that charge line that's in the lane, just move it further out. If the issue is people taking charges too close to the rim, then move the line further out. But it's people just, I don't know. It's everything is protect the offensive guy, protect the offensive guy, protect the offensive guy, and then the defense. Nobody ever cares about protecting the defender. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to win, and the game should not be designed for the team that has the most individual talent to win. This is not a one-on-one contest. The game should be designed for the best team on that night to win. However that you want to play, the game should not be played the same way by everybody. That Pete Carrill became famous because his teams played differently on offense than everybody else. Virginia plays that pack line defense. It's awesome to watch Tony Bennett's team play because they play defense differently than everybody. My teams, we play defense differently than most teams, the way we try to defend. That's the beauty of our game, is that you can play different ways. And things that always got me thinking. And I think we continue to create rules to kind of protect the talented players. And it shouldn't be about protecting individual players. It's about creating an environment where the best team can win.
No doubt, Coach Martin. I agree with you so much, man. I feel like you gotta let guys have a chance to defend. You gotta stop the ball. Like, I get you love offense, but defense is beautiful too. All right, it's going to be a two-sided game, not a one-way game. I feel like even in the NBA, the rules are skewed towards scoring the basketball defensively. So I don't know how you get team defense when you got one hand tied behind your back already trying to defend somebody.
That's where analytics, it all sounds good. Well, your analytics are going to be good if I'm the guy playing defense. But now you put, I don't know, Kobe Bryant or somebody like that, some person that was like a great defender out there, all of a sudden your analytics aren't going to be as good. Analytics are not tied to numbers or actions. Analytics are tied to the people you play against. And that's the whole, argument with analytics. We're not computers, man. We're human beings, and we play against other human beings. We don't play against numbers and computers. So your analytics at some stuff might be good when you play against me, but they're not going to be good if you try to do the same thing against Kobe Bryant or LeBron or Michael Jordan or whoever. I don't know, man. It's we've walked into a world where we try to act like the human element doesn't exist, and we've created a mechanism where everything is a computer number, and the computer number is a source of information, but it's not the telltale sign. It's you got to figure it out as you go on, for lack of better words, because we're all different.
Yeah, you got to have a feel for the game still, Coach Martin. I feel like the field is gone because so many guys just rely on the numbers. Let's go about the flow of the game. Let's look at how the game's been officiated. Let's look at let's not just go to a number and say, well, this number says this. No, I feel like the gut feel of that game, Coach, that environment and that vibe and how it's going that night should lead the way, not what somebody printed out for you on a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's where analytics and the game itself, that's where they collide. It's Analytics sound good when you're playing a video game. A little different when you got a human being on the other side, man. You got a human being. There's some things analytics don't measure up against. Heart, toughness, desire, mindset, smarts, athleticism, length, all those things. Those are things that analytics don't describe that. Well, but that's what you play against. Sometimes you play against slower players. Sometimes you play against faster players. What works against a slower player doesn't work against a fast player, and vice versa. And so you can tell me all you want about analytics. And when I mean you, I don't mean you. I'm talking about like people want to throw analytics in your face. And I get it. They put the 3-point line. You better take advantage of the 3-point line, shoot some threes. But if you're a team that just wants to let go of threes, good luck, man. Because when you play one of those teams that got a bunch of what works today might not work tomorrow, but you better have a personality and a consistency with who you are and how you go about your business.
That's good for you, Coach, man. We got your guy, Chris Silver, down here with the College Park Skyhawks. Tell me how happy you are him being out here that you leave us, Atlanta Hawks here, man. Hopefully he'll get a call up here real soon by some team in the league who could use a nice player like him, man.
Yeah, he's having, it's I don't follow his stats because I'm not a stats guy, but I do understand he's playing really, really well right now. And so it's he's proven himself on an NBA roster. He just needs somebody to give him an opportunity so he can bring, again, analytics. So what he brings to the table is not analytics. It's an unbelievable teammate, courage, tremendous effort, character, demeanor, like competitive as competitive can be. A great teammate, guy coaches kind of just enjoy being around. All that creates positive energy, man. And that's what and then on top of that, he's a good basketball player. So hopefully someone gives him a chance. I know he's a man of God, so he doesn't get out of bed and he doesn't live life like mad at anybody. He's going to take advantage of every opportunity given to him and try to uplift the people around him, and the people believe in him. And hopefully somebody gives him an opportunity as we move through this.
100%. Well, Coach Bart, it's been a pleasure having the show again. And as always, look forward to seeing you during the live period like we do every year, man. And I hope we'll talk to you in March. I'll be going to the big dance hopefully as well, Coach.
Hey, my brother, I got to ask you one thing, though.
Yes, sir.
Man, why you wearing a Scully down in Atlanta, man?
It's chilly today, Coach.
Man, why like all these years, man? Why you wearing a Scully down there, man? Now, come on, man. I need two up here, two of them. I need a Scully and then a hat and then my hoodie over it. That's all good.
Hey, Coach, last 2 weeks ago, it was 12 degrees here, Coach, and school was out because it was too cold.
I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm not even going to touch that one.
I couldn't believe it, Coach. Our school because it's too cold. I'm like, really? That's what our school for? Not snow. It's too cold. Like, wow.
Hey, let me know next time we have that day down there. I'm going to fly in there with a T-shirt on.
Coach. Hey, Coach, I'll see you soon. It was fun as always, Coach.
You're the best.
All right.